Let's talk about equivalent fractions. First, we're going to use this model to write equivalent fractions. As you can see, each model shows an equivalent amount. Let's first start by finding the denominator. We're going to count the number of equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts, so 8 is our denominator. And now the number shaded, that will be our numerator. There are 4 out of 8 shaded. The fraction shown is 4/8. Let's look at the next one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts, so 4 is our denominator. And 2 out of 4 are shaded. 2 is our numerator. The fraction shown is 2/4. Our last example, there are 2 equal parts, and one of the parts is shaded. The fraction shown is 1/2. So 4/8 is equivalent to or equal to 2/4 and 1/2. Here's another example. Let's start by finding the denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 equal parts, and 8 of the parts are shaded, so the fraction shown is 8/12. Next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts, and 4 of the 6 parts are shaded. The fraction is 4/6. Last we have 1, 2, 3 equal parts, and 2 of the parts are shaded, 2/3. So 8/12, 4/6, and 2/3 are equivalent fractions. Here's another example. We start by finding the denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 equal parts, and 4 of the parts are shaded. Next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 equal parts with 3 parts shaded. And last we have 1, 2, 3 equal parts with 1 part shaded. We have found that 4/12 is equal to 3/9 and 1/3. Now let's practice generating equivalent fractions. First, we're going to start with the fraction 2/3. We are next going to create a fraction with the same numerator and denominator, such as the fraction 4/4. We know that is equal to 1/2. Now we're going to multiply 2/3 times 4/4. I'll multiply my numerator by 4 and my denominator by 4. Let's start with the numerator. 2 times 4 is equal to 8. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So 2/3 is equal to 8/12. Let's practice generating another equivalent fraction. We'll start with the fraction 1/2. Now we must create a fraction with the same numerator and denominator, such as 3/3 or 3/3. Next we multiply 1/2 by 3/3. I'll start by multiplying my numerator. 1 times 3 equals 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. So I have found that 1/2 is equal to 3/6. Now let's determine whether the fractions are equivalent. We want to know if 1/2 is equal to 5/10. So let's ask ourselves, can we multiply 1 times a number that will be equal to 5. I know that I can multiply 1 times 5 and get 5. Now I have to see if my denominator can be multiplied by the same number. So let's try. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So therefore we know that 1/2 is equal to 5/10. Let's try another one. We have 3/4 and 6/8. So I need to ask myself, can I multiply 3 times a number that will equal 6? I know that I can multiply 3 times 2 to equal 6. Now I must multiply my denominator by the same number. So let's try. 4 times 2, and we get 8. So I have proved that 3/4 is equal to 6/8. Here's another one. 2/6 and 3/8. Can I multiply 2 times a number and get 3? I can't. There's not a number I can multiply 2 by and get 3. Can I multiply 6 by a number and get 8? There's not a number I can multiply. Therefore, 2/6 is not equal to 3/8. And this concludes our lesson on equivalent fractions.